In this video, let's talk about gear maintenance. Hey there, this is Catherine Bernier from Skydive Vibes, sharing the passion of skydiving and helping you become a better skydiver. So if you're new here, consider subscribing not to miss our weekly videos all about skydiving. So if you have your own skydiving gear, it's important to be aware of the maintenance you need to do on it every year. As you may or may not already know, your reserve canopy needs to be repacked once every 180 days to make sure that it's always ready to save your life. And only a certified rigger can pack the reserve canopy. So at least once every 180 days, you need to have a rigger to take a look at your rig in order to repack your reserve canopy, like I said, but also to check all of your rig. The best timing to do a maintenance is during the off season, if you have one, or during a part of the year that you're not jumping as much. And it's because you'll send your gear to your rigger, and depending on their lead time, you might not get it back right away. So whenever you need to do your gear maintenance or your reserve repack, you need to get in touch with a rigger. The best way to find one if you don't already have one is simply to ask around on your drop zone, or maybe you even have a rigging service on your drop zone, so simply go there and ask for a reserve repack or a gear maintenance. You can approximate about $50 to $70 US for a reserve repack, and most of the time this includes the whole maintenance of the kit, unless you have unexpected repairs or service bulletins to fill. So by looking at the inspection sheets of some riggers, I noticed that they go over certain elements that are, for example, the overall wear of the gear, the canopy lines, the grommets, the closing loops. They even go over the tuck tab stiffness and also velcros if you have some. They inspect the 3-ring systems, making sure they are working great. They clean the cutaway cables. I've seen them also measure the force needed to pull the reserve handles and also the force applied on the reserve spring. So they are doing a great job in going over all the elements of your skydiving rig. They are also taking a look at our AAD, our automatic activation device, to make sure that it doesn't have any service bulletins to fill out, that the battery life is still good, and if the manufacturer maintenance is due. Because you know, depending on the AAD brand you have, you might need to send the unit back to the manufacturer for the 4th or 8th year maintenance. I did a video reviewing the 3 most popular AAD brand on the market and explaining their recommended maintenance schedule, so you can watch the video by clicking here. If you are aware of any service bulletin on any piece of gear that you own, make sure to let your rigger know to make sure he doesn't forget to do it. If there is any repair, most of the time when those are minor repairs, your rigger will be able to do them. But if your gear needs a major repair, the rigger might send your gear to the manufacturer directly so that they can do the repair. At all time, you can get the details of your canopy, of your reserve repack and AAD maintenance on your packing data card, which is supposed to be with your rig at all time. Most likely it's gonna be in a small pocket, but this card contains the history of your reserve packing and also all the details on the manufacturer, the model of your gear, and you can also find a certificate of your AAD at all time in your rig, which is recommended to make sure that you're aware of the model and when the battery was changed. If you have any more questions about your gear maintenance, make sure to ask your rigger. They will be glad to answer you. And I must say that having a good understanding of your gear and how it works is the best way to stay safe up there with it. And I must say that being aware of the state of your gear at all time and knowing how it works is important to be safe up there at all time. So if you have the chance, well, be there when the rigger is actually taking care of your rig. This way you get to ask more questions about how your gear works, but also you get to see why certain elements need maintenance, and you get to understand a little bit more about your life-saving device. Now let me know what is your favorite time to send your gear to your rigger for its maintenance. On that, I hope you liked this video, give it a thumbs up if so, and consider subscribing not to miss any videos all about skydiving. There's a lot more videos to come about skydiving safety, skydiving gear, so you don't want to miss those. On that, keep jumping, stay safe, and blue skies. You might not get it right back. And depending the overall wear of the gear, the state I did a full video reviewing the 4 main